I wonder if Shattered Space is like a post-Unity thing. Because I'll eventually step through the Unity just for the experience, but then I'm going to go back to the old save. It'll be like a dream or something. I don't know. Not fully sure. Where are we going? Star map. We're going to the Mass District. I like how it's.
So,
I like how the picture meet the tip. Or the.
Or is it just a quick snap from the Terror Brew?
Well, none of those things, actually.
Captain, over here.
Yeah, I see you.
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. Though I was a bit caught off guard when the commander of the Vanguard asked me how things were going as I was headed up the elevator. Hadn't realized you were UC Navy this whole time.
No? Now, we've both kept something from one another.
Suppose that makes us even then.
Yeah.
Though, in the spirit of full disclosure, there is one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy.
What?
They called him Ve Victus.
Clones.
Woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin. A title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was
Is that
the
the
UC's
eyes?
attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
Hmm. So you're a clone of a man, but I take you're a woman. How's that work?
A non-trivial amount of gene editing. Clone, honestly, isn't even really the right term for our relationship, thanks to the amount of donor material that was required to bring me into this world. He and I are different on more than a few levels, but there's no denying the fact we're inextricably linked.
Huh. Are there other clones out there?
I'm the last. A few of my siblings, they passed when we were young. Training accidents and the like. But most of the rest were deployed to the front lines during the Colony War, and they never came back. Not a day goes by where I don't think about what the world would look like with them still in it.
Huh. Well. What does this have to do with us addressing the cabinet?
I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day.
Yeah, I get that.
So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
Hmm. What did your father do to merit being executed?
He had his men open fire on civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne.
What?
a battle that he ultimately ended up losing anyway, devastating the UC fleet and bringing the colony war to an ugly end for the UC. But he's also the one who ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport during their outbreak, condemning countless lives. Both sides agreed the settled systems would be better without him.
Well. Okay. So they think the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Well, they're not your father. So if the cabinet doesn't see that, it's their problem, not yours.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already.
Yeah, stop hiding shit from me.
Got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
I gotta ask about your eyes. I'm sorry.
That's actually a souvenir from my time on Mars.
Huh?
The Red Devils unit I was a part of. They were founded by recruits who'd worked some of Mars' deepest mines. Folks used to adversity. The dust at those depths, it seeps into everything. The human eye included. Where the name Red Devils came from in the first place.
Oh.
It became an unwritten rite of passage that anyone wanting to enlist with the Devils had to do a stint in the mines before they could join up.
Oh.
The Devils were always talked about in such revered tones during my training, so as soon as I was old enough, I signed up. And the eyes were my parting gift.
Right. Other than that, let's go.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin.
Yeah, she do be trauma dumping. That's okay. I asked.
Sounds like our cue.
So let me get this straight. You worked in the mine so long the dust fucked up your eye color? It's kind of cool, actually. Everyone in. I'm not waiting for you, though. You take forever. Up we go. Oh, dude, I stand on this pedestal before you guys.
Welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report.
That I am?
You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Hadrian made it clear that addressing this issue required the utmost urgency.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today.
Hopefully.
So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request.
Three.
Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terrormorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives.
Yes,
A
ma'am.
request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
Yep.
Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
Oh. We need this archival data to find a way to stop a possible Terrormorph apocalypse.
That's quite the leap, Captain.
What's true?
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terrormorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
Oh, for fuck, not sure. Is that you?
He's speaking to.
What
If
game is
it's
this
my
man
father
not
you're
in?
looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask, how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act? 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt, the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties. Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terrormorph seem at all alarming to you?
No, he was a 94 level Terrormorph. I only know what I was told. Its tissue matched the ones from Londinium.
Just taking her word for it as well, then.
So it would seem. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
It's a very black and white answer. If there's a chance what happened on Tau Ceti could happen elsewhere, let alone Londinium, we need to grant the request.
I'm uncomfortable opening the archives without gathering more information. However, if that's the path forward you prefer, then so be it.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
Well, I am not. I've heard nothing here to convince me that we should do anything but wait. And I will not risk galactic peace on a question of if.
Yes, a fair assessment, Chief Diplomat. So then, while the data you two have presented is compelling, I think we can safely say it's insufficient for the level of action you've requested. Perhaps once we've...
The fuck was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terrormorph.
What?
Terrormorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
Damn it. They're here. Now.
Yeah.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes.
The big explosion doesn't cause
Admiral
a
Logan,
citywide
the
panic.
local barracks can provide support.
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Let's go. Get the fuck out of my way! The spaceport. Okay.
You! The EM rifle, grab it!
That's it.
Now!
Now hit him with everything you've got.
Collect the EM weapon. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Electromagnetic beams. What, so it's not, dangerous?
Hope you're ready to go. Got another one! Got him.
Incapacitate the attackers.
what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terrormorph's influence, weren't they?
They can do that?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terrormorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
So I need to worry about you turning on me now?
I honestly was just wondering the same thing. But no, you don't need to worry about me. I've had a Terrormorph try it on me before. I'm not susceptible. So we'll just have to make sure to watch out for each other down there.
Alright, let's go.
Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
You know, I might have a better weapon for incapacitating people. Yeah. This one, for sure. We'll try it out. I got this from friends. So if there's civilians, this might help me a little better.
Huh? Was that you?
No time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's move.
An evacuation order has been issued for the spaceport district. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
Ayo, what blew a hole through that?
There! Shoot it! Shoot it!
Found our Terrormorph. Oh! It's barely putting a dent in it. Oh. Yep. Oh. Stop that.
Right there. Oh God. Captain, going to be okay. Not
I don't have a power equipped.
real. Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real. We have to put down that phone.
Oh. Who the fuck's laughing?
We just want to be friends.
Excuse me?
You handled yourself well back there.
Who the fuck's talking to me? Is that you?
Experts? We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad. We're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Heard you might be looking for some backup. You say the word, we're out there on your 6.
You two have any experience with Terrormorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here, but we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
And you're sure you're not going to turn on us out there?
We're not afraid, but we'll stay here and hold the line if that's what you want. You're the experts.
You know what? My disruptor's pretty OP right now. I want you watching our backs.
Roger that. We're on you. I hate false alarms.
But I'll put you down if I need. With me. Let's go. Jesus. My ship's fine at least. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. We're all good here, just you. Ugh. Keep your distance. Fire at them from here. Come on, Terrormorph. This one's a little confused. Oh! Why are you read it?
We should go tell the sergeant what happened.
It's over. Thank God. If these things reached the populated areas of the city, we would have had an absolute massacre on our hands.
Yeah, let's go. No time to waste. There might be more. Looks like they're okay.
Thank heavens you're back in one piece. I guess our people weren't so lucky.
Don't worry. We're gonna get to the bottom of what happened here today.
The Cabinet's already got a plan in place to make sure attacks like this never happen again.
Yeah? Who the fuck told you that?
Soon enough. Thank you. The city owes you both a debt after this.
We were just in the right place at the right time. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terrormorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Listen, I don't know why you call me a captain. I'm a captain of my ship. I'm not this man's superior.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place.
Now, okay.
Signal before to your homes. That is all.
Jesus. Okay. Wow. Why are the Terrormorphs here, though? Get the fucking voice inside of my head! So what the fuck did I say, huh?
Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, there you are. I believe we have some things we should discuss.
That I was right.
The next time Terrormorphs rear their ugly heads, the UC is going to be ready.
That's what they always say.
Captain? Hadrian?
Ma'am.
It would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. As well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terrormorphs, well, consider them validated.
Yeah, eat shit, Sarah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Better late than never.
Have some respect, will you? That's the president of the colonies you're addressing.
I don't give a shit.
No, you two were in the right. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, after today's events, the Cabinet has decided to revisit its previous decision. We will be supporting your collection of the Terrormorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks.
Thank you.
But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
If you're sure, fine.
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data.
Oh,
So,
now you're speaking my language.
Will you help us?
Sure.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
You've got the cabinet's full backing to prevent more
I'm
attacks.
gonna go check in with Chief
Understand?
Engineer Kulkarni.
The things we
start
do
getting
here,
a
the
plan
tech we
together
develop,
for that baby.
benefits all of humanity.
Everyone, shush! You're overloading me. Fuck. All right, fast tracks my citizenship. Would you look at that, Sarah? Oh my god.
I asked my boss what they're doing to stop new alien attacks on the city.
These orders can't be. Yes. Yes, sir. Consider it done.
Aye.
That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude.
I was also told the President wants us to get you into the Armistice archives ASAP. So, we've got no time to waste. You know what the archives are, correct?
Yep. Where we keep all the banned data from the Colony War.
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
You think they'd be clamoring to help after this attack?
I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us.
I know.
Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun?
Well, as a Freestar Ranger, Radcliffe will probably come easier than House Varun. Serpent.
So good, Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
If Sam is any example of how stubborn the Freestar people can be, then I can imagine how difficult it must be dealing with this ambassador.
Now,
Yep.
officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
I think you're underestimating just how delightful I am.
Huh. Well, if that's the case, I'll wait to be pleasantly surprised. But we do have one item up our sleeve. UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
Yeah.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen. Report suggests there's a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for intel. Maybe even convince to work with you.
Well, tell me about the staff member.
Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Ratcliffe, bears less of a grudge towards the UC. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source for information on the ins and outs of embassy life, and someone who very likely hates her guts.
Anything else I should avoid doing while in the embassy? I mean, be a good Samaritan.
Yes, many. Don't steal anything. Don't get caught anywhere you're not supposed to. Absolutely do not harm anyone. If something goes wrong, we'll do our best to smooth things over, but I can't make any promises.
Right. Alright. Consider it done.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up, you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
Thank you. And you know what? While I'm here, tell me about
Captain, would you like to finish your briefing on the ambassadors?
Yeah, while I'm out, I'll visit House Varun too.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
Listen, I know the House Varun gets a lot of flack because they believe in some serpent and snake leading the way, but they're just people, and I'm sure there's some humanity in them.
Well said. There's no reason to assume they're any worse than us, despite their cultural beliefs.
Yeah, we're gonna start a fucking crusade against them?
But there is another wrinkle. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive.
Okay, I'll talk to his cousin Bellathor. Everything's for sale!
It's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting.
Oh.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
And if he's dead?
Then you search the embassy for his biometric key, collect your code piece, and we'll go about notifying his next of kin, if we can ever find them. But let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Alright, I'll track him down.
I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there.
Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
Alright. I'll be back with good news, I promise.
Hello.
Shut the fuck up. Hello. Who is this guy? Who does this guy think he is, huh? Hello. Attack my Terrormorphs, hello.
Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Thank you. I like you.
This space is a memorial to those lost.
Maybe we should stop for a moment at the memorial. You know, to pay our respects.
You're welcome to do that while I'm inside. It's up to you.
Hard to believe it's been 2 decades since we were at war with the Collective, when it seems like only yesterday.
With everything that's happened? Really? The Starborn?
You our visitor? You'll find the ambassador in her office. Go on through.
Thank you.
I'm going to be up front with you. I'm not happy visiting anything related to the Freestar Collective. But you lead, and I'll follow.
That's why I love you.
As in more than one? All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. Everyone's a little on edge after the attack.
I can't talk with you.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
I'm here on behalf of the United Colonies. We need the Freestar Collective's help.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives.
Your eyes freak me out.
Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants Terrormorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
What a fucking bitch. No, you heard it correctly. We need access to the archives.
I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go?
Are you serious? There was just an attack on the city. You're really not gonna help us?
No, Captain, I'm not, and I'll tell you why. What you experienced down there at the spaceport, I've lived that once before already. Fought tooth and nail as aliens rampaged in the streets of my home and others all throughout the Collective.
I know.
But my aliens were placed there by UC.
Well, these ones weren't.
So I'm not interested in anyone getting power like that ever again. The UC most of all.
I understand, but can't you see we're trying to prevent the same thing here? More unnecessary deaths?
You have my answer. Now please take the hint.
Please, Ambassador, just listen.
You're really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance. One to convince me. Understood.
Thank you. Just hear me out.
I'm listening.
You were a soldier. It was your job to protect, and that's what we intend to do with this data.
I suppose you're right. Our job and our responsibility.
And also, if you think I'm not on your side, if you think I'm some UC Vanguard lackey, I'm also a Freestar Ranger. I know right from wrong. I've done my duty. Ron Hope, that was me. Okay? I believe the UC is trying to do things that are right. The way that the Freestar Rangers do what is right.
A ranger serving the cause of the colonies. You must really believe in this little endeavor.
How many lives are you willing to risk here because you have a grudge against the UC?
It's possible I might be letting my history cloud my judgment. Possibly. Well, Captain, you make some good points.
Of course I do.
But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these Terrormorphs. The monitors will make sure of it.
Yeah? 343 Guilty Spark?
You get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks. So, do we have an agreement?
That sounds fair. I agree. But... No. No, I agree.
Excellent. Follow me.
If the UC has
This
ill
building is
intent,
Freestar sovereign territory.
they will have a problem. If they
So
don't,
here,
not a problem.
we're the law.
Sarah?
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. It's not supposed to be a long process. It is for emergencies, after all. Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll coordinate the necessary oversights. Two unlikely allies, I guess.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Listen, Terrormorphs kind of scare the shit out of me, so... Told you I was a charmer. Ha! Alright, House Varun.
Excuse me.
Not exactly sure how... House Varun should be pretty easy, apparently, I think.
It's a shame House Varun abandoned their embassy. I bet we could have learned a lot from one another.
Probably. Automated security. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's up with the plants? The scary music.
This isn't what I expected at all. It appears the flora they were using as decor has overgrown the entire embassy.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, I'm not just about to the House of Ruin is kind of creepy. I'm not gonna lie, you fucking terrify me. Date, friend or foe settings. Recalibrate. Check me. Not from me. I've since reactivated the turrets. I don't trust anything here though. That's a cool suit. Why is it doing that?
I've never seen a tree like this before in my entire life. It'd actually be more fascinating if its branches weren't blocking our way.
Are you not seeing or hearing any of this? Oh! It's ammo, Sarah. Why is there a mannequin in here? Why the fuck is there a mannequin in here? No, this is fucked up. This is fucked up. You serve me. Right? Right. The turrets are protecting the robots, not so much. Okay. This is clearly a gym. Oh! Okay. Oh, what's in here? Living quarters. Well, not that one. Maybe this one. Robot control interface, no signal. What's with the fucking mannequins? Why is there a mannequin here? These houses, okay. Maybe they are a bunch of madmen. I don't. And why is it spraying hallucinogenics? Are these hallucinogenics coming through these vents? Follow through here? Why is it getting worse? Right. These turrets. I thought these turrets were protecting me. There's your little serpent. Next intercom. I don't. Oi! Looks like the rifle certification can go up, eh? I don't trust anything from this guy. I don't. He's leading me somewhere. Just don't trust it. I really don't. Fucked up. Well, this isn't useful at all. The lockpick skill's gone up too. Okay. You just call me a serpent? I'm not a serpent. I don't know if I want to go down there either. There's an intercom there, so he's probably going to lead me down to the basement. Where's Sarah gone? Where did Sarah go? Am I alone here? I don't like this at all. This is a little terrifying. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I mean, they just... Sarah, where the hell are you? This isn't real, is it? Oh my god, Sarah, you're back. Thank fuck. There's more in here. What the fuck is up with this? I kind of want it. Oh, holy fuck, he scared the shit out of me. Oh, like who the fuck's running my way? What's with all your fucking mannequins? You barely know the right proper English? Why is this so fucked up? Demons? Basement? Holy shit. Fuck. Fuck. Friendly turrets for me, that's good. There's a vending machine. You know who he reminds me of? A hunter. Listen, this has been a trauma-inducing journey. I'm not gonna tell you that much right now, Sarah. Lots of things to lockpick too. Get the skills up. Wait, maybe? No. Okay. Seems like things are calming down. I don't need to be too worried about the whatever hallucinogenics are happening now that the power's back on. Defenses? What defenses? Guardians?
Hurt when you do that.
Oh! Stop that. Sarah? Third-person combat is kind of cool. I mean, you do get to see your character. Very cinematic. Like, I mean, look at that. This definitely has been a journey. Jeez. Who the fuck is you?
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss.
You're just chilling down here? Why?
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Eh? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then... silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly?
Before I answer your question, did you say that thing pouring out clouds upstairs is called a venom tree? Or poisonous?
Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. Hence why I was guiding you through the intercoms to restore the environmental controls. And release me. It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... well, perhaps not a topic for this exact moment. But I must know of the rest of the city. Does it still stand?
All but the spaceport.
Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door?
Me.
And the broadcast
UC or
spoke
not.
of Terrormorphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On Terrormorphs, presumably, Do I see this all clearly?
Correct. We're going to use this data in the archives to better understand and stop these attacks.
The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there.
Thank you.
But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
You have my word. I'll make sure it's used for good.
As the chair of Constellation, I take personal responsibility in vouching for this man's integrity. He'll keep his word.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me.
I promise.
Let's hope it still works.
Wow.
And there.
Didn't take long at all.
Let it be used for good. We'll be so lucky next time the archives need to be accessed. Something to think on.
But why did the rest of the embassy staff leave? Where'd they go?
The affairs of House Varun are our own. They left. That is all there is to be said on the subject.
They left? But why'd you stay behind?
House Varun committed itself to the armistice. This was said at the time to be the desire of the Great Serpent, and I do not believe the Serpent decides such things on a whim. So, when my brethren left, I remained, honoring the Serpent's will as I saw fit, as is the right of all his followers.
Right. Oh. Yesterday marked the beginning of my tenure as House Varun's ambassador in the United Colonies. I arrived full of hope, believing our gesture of opening this new embassy would demonstrate that we have moved beyond our blood-stained past. But we had barely been in New Atlantis an hour when the troubles ahead of me began to reveal themselves. Our brief walk from the spaceport, the embassy was marked by suspicious glances and sneers from numerous strangers on the street. I fear minds here will not be easily changed. The wrongdoing of House Varun will not be so easily forgotten, so they're trying to do better. It is my fervent wish that this embassy will come to be seen as an emblem of a peaceful future, free of the stains of prejudice and violence. I will do my utmost to act as an avatar for that goal, regardless of any resistance I may face, though I find myself in a strange land. Know the Great Serpent will guide us to success in our endeavor. This morning, I was roused by a contemplative prayer by the sound of muffled shouting. Upon investigation, I discovered a sizable group of UC citizens engaged in a protest on my doorstep. They are opposed to their government's attempts to establish diplomatic ties with House Varun, and are petitioning for the immediate shuttering of the embassy. It's awful. My attempts to engage them in discussion were fruitless. Most would not speak with me, and those who did refused to believe that our intentions in New Atlantis were purely peaceful. The embassy guards were eventually required to intervene, force me back into the building when the crowd's anger began to manifest as threats to my well-being. I intend to discuss this matter with my counterparts in the UC. Their aid will be essential if this effort is to succeed, though I fear this will not be an isolated incident. Each day, my frustration grows. Great Serpent, what have I done to merit such scorn? Recently, Tia Maven arrived at my embassy to receive a visit from such a high-ranking priestess, a Gravid no less, with the intention of engaging in talks with the UC. I was overjoyed. Such a gesture from the house could only mean those skeptical of our efforts could at long last see merit in our work. But it seems I was deceived. Sia's stated mission and her actual intentions are clearly at odds. She has refused every opportunity to engage with representatives from the UC. Instead, she speaks incessantly about the need to surveil the very diplomats whose trust I have dedicated months of effort to gaining. She remains trapped in our old mindset, unable to see what it is we are actually doing here, guaranteeing House Varun's future. The losses from the Serpent's Crusade were incalculable. Diplomacy is the only method through which House Varun's survival may be assured. I must find a way to make Sia see this. Luckily, I believe tonight's dinner will be the perfect opportunity. Our UC host, Deputy Diplomat Roland, is level-headed, reasonable, I dare say even sympathetic. A rare animal among the UC. If prior experience is to be any indicator, if Sia approaches him with open arms, I have faith that he would embrace her as a comrade. Great Serpent, let this come to pass. Great Serpent, is this a test of my faith? Do you truly wish to plumb the depths of my loyalty? What other explanation could merit why you would permit such a spectacular disaster? Dinner at Deputy Roland's was initially promising. Even, congenial? Yes. There were pointed questions about House Rune's intentions. But overall, an air of polite decorum was maintained. But it was when one of Roland's most boisterous guests, an officer of some type, perhaps having enjoyed one too many glasses of Chandra, asked, "But how can we trust you, snakes, after what you did?" That I believe the gravid reacher her breaking point. They were only words, but words are the battlefield on which diplomacy is fought, and I realized too late that this was a salvo Sia would not let pass. As dessert was served, Sia excused herself. We waited for a return, and waited, and waited, when it had become clear that the gravid had simply left. I made my pleasantries and rushed back to the embassy. There, found her packing her things. When I asked where she was going, she stated simply, "I have seen all I need to," and she left without another word. I reached out to my contacts back in Dazra, who have assured me that they still believe in my venture, that Jarek Varun himself still believes, and that is all the reassurance I require. It's a very uphill battle. The last of my staff have left today. Our embassy now effectively shuttered. House Rune's leaders have ceased all communications with the UC. Our own orders from Dazra were not much better, standing as a single word: return. No other orders from Dazra were not much better. No other reason mentioned for our abandonment of our post, or the abandonment of our cause. But I know a test of faith when I see one. I serve House Varun. A simple understanding of that directive would be that I follow their orders. But what we do here is greater than that. If we are to survive, it cannot be on our own. Others refuse to see that, so be it. But here I stand, waiting for the day they all see the truth come back. There has been no word from my people in months. I have made several attempts at contacting them, but I am uncertain if my messages are reaching Dazra at all. As such, I have had much time to think. Why allow us to come here, make a home for ourselves around a distant star, only to demand our return when the first bit of resistance is met? Because of some drunken slight? Even Sia is not that influential amongst the court. No, there is something larger at play here. Recalling of the staff wasn't because of the incident with the gravid. Change has occurred. Yet by staying, I may never know what it is. Only time will tell. It seems it's been quite some time since my last entry. Welcome bit of exercise today. UC spy snuck inside the embassy. Just before dawn, as I finished my morning prayers, I heard an odd thrum. At first I was presumed my hearing was finally giving out, but then I realized what it was. It was the elevator descending. Presuming uninvited guests could mean only bad things. I snuck upstairs and hid among the branches of the venom tree. I watched, like a gargoyle perched on a parapet, as a young man stalked cautiously through the branches of the trees I spent so much time cultivating. Obviously scared beyond his wits. At one point, an errant branch snapped as he passed, and I swear that boy leapt a foot in the air before realizing its source benign. I was shocked that the mere idea of House Varun could still garner such fear, even this long after the end of the Serpent's crusade. It would have been amusing if it wasn't such a clear reminder of the failure of my own endeavor. We evaded each other like this for the better part of 2 hours. It was a welcome distraction from a life now steeped in routine. He eventually gave up, return to the elevator, and I to my meditation. As I think on it now, however, the purpose of the visit is exceedingly disappointing. This was no diplomat, no neighborly knock on the door. This was a spy. Someone breaking into somewhere a normal soul couldn't. They think me dead, don't they? It's happened. The message was short. A simple request for information regarding the state of things in New Atlantis, but filled me with relief nonetheless. House Va'ruun has contacted me at long last. I had been forced to harden my heart to the possibility that I may never hear from my people again. Today's message assuaged that fear. Though their intentions remain unclear, I'm comforted by House Va'ruun's willingness to re-engage in communication. I'm hopeful that it signifies Dazra's willingness to return to more earnest attempts at diplomacy with the UC. Great Serpent, you answer my prayers at last. Stand firm in my belief that it will be at my side as I continue to serve House Va'ruun's interests in New Atlantis. May his celestial light bathe my people, and those we once stood against, and help to usher in an era of harmony at last. This is why it's so important that this works. Oh. It all makes sense now. Alright. Well, Sarah, I think we've seen all that we need to. The theatrics are over. Let's get the fuck out of here. Doesn't explain the fucking weird ass mannequins though. Him living alone here, is that his way of trying to give the place some form of population? Like what the fuck? What the actual fuck? So eerie and weird. That was my mind has been probed by the Great Serpent. I almost feel bad. Fuck. And their embassy is like nowhere. It's not grand at all. Wow.
Keep it moving.
Oh well.
Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement.
Balmore's alive, thanks to yours truly. And yes, I got his code.
You saved him. You Vanguard really do take that above and beyond thing seriously, don't you? Fine work. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece, and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hello.
So this quest line has not.
On the record?
What response?
I just love how New Atlantis kills the frame rate so much. I don't know what to do about that.
Evening, sir.
Evening.
After the UC Navy's defeat at the Battle of Cheyenne by the Freestar
Not only that has it made me care about House of Rune, but I'm fucking terrified of the Terrormorphs and their voices. Safeguard the past, secure the future.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules. Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin.
18. Wow. So much information. Terrormorph data. I can't read it. Thank you. How did I get there so quickly? Wasn't I down here? Nice hat. I feel like the frame rate in New Atlantis has gotten worse. I'm not fully sure why, because even when I'm in here, it's bad. It's like preset. Doesn't make sense to me. Everywhere else is fine.
Yes? What?
There you are. Captain? Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Well, yeah.
If you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Hadrian?
Time for us to start getting some real answers. And figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready.
Is the answer to stopping more attacks really in here?
You're carrying the most comprehensive collection of information on Terrormorphs in the known universe. If we can't pry an answer out of there, it likely doesn't exist. Certainly doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but we're not going to know until Percival and I dig in, so whenever you're ready.
Made someone a promise, Hadrian. Can you assure me this data will be used for good?
Yes. It will be. Percival and I have done our damage. This is us starting to put some things right.
Okay.
Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
Forgot all about that. My UC citizenship. Let's go. Wish I could walk faster. This has to be a mod somewhere.
Got a call, someone's power kept going out. You know what it was? The heat we just
So there can be like a ceremony or something? Where the hell am I? Are we overlooking New Atlantis? And Jemison? Oh wow. Wow.
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies?
Remind me why I would want to become a citizen.
Well, only citizens can own property in New Atlantis. We also pay a discounted rate at any United Colonies merchant. And all citizens receive an ample credit disbursement upon joining.
And does this restrict me from being a citizen elsewhere?
It doesn't. We don't really care where else you might have been or might become a citizen. Once you earn your place in the United Colonies, it's yours.
Fair. Let's get her done.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen?
Yeah, whatever.
Good enough, I suppose.
Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation.
We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property.
Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position.
Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terrormorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name.
Fuck.
So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms?
Who?
I'm sorry. I can't share any more without your word. Do I have it?
I'll take it to the grave.
Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.